I'm here to tell you the truth about speed. I don't care if you want to be the next Olympic gold medalist or if running's not important to you at all. You still should know how to run the correct way to maximize your potential, to prevent injuries in the future, and to give you a relaxed, free-flowing, enjoyable, active life. Too often we have children that are building up the potential for injuries at a young age, and no one knows it or no one does anything about it, and then they get older and they have a knee problem. They have shin splints. They have different things that are wrong with them because they don't use their body in the proper manner with the proper mechanics at a young age. They practice bad habits for years and years and years. So when it comes to being active, it's vital that we learn the true essence of what it is to move properly, so we can maximize our potential and we can stay safe. This is something that we owe to our children. We don't send our children out and tell them to read a book or write an essay before we teach them the alphabet. If I want my child to learn to read and write, I'm going to sit down and teach them letters first. And then I'm going to teach them words. And then we're going to put together a sentence. After that, maybe they start writing and putting together a paragraph and moving on, and it gets bigger and bigger until it's something that they just do naturally. You get to a point in your life where you don't even really read, you just recognize words as soon as you see them. I'm not telling you to read that way, it just happens sometimes. When it comes to running, it should be the same way, but we send kids out and we say, go play. We send them to PE classes and tell them that we're going to play this sport and this is how you score. But very few take the time to actually teach them how to move properly first. In movement, we're talking about changing directions, running, jumping, landing, and stopping. When done the right way, allows people to move freely and want to be more active. As human beings, we were not designed to run. The next land animal that actually has to walk or run only takes 2 weeks before they're up on their feet moving around. For a human being, it takes us 8 months to a year and a half before we actually move on our feet. We don't need those things to survive. They're very convenient. We have other ways and other means of survival. It's not essential to the essence of us being on this earth. While as other animals, they need this. Speed is defined as distance divided by time. How fast can I go from point A to point B? When we talk about the human capacity for speed, we have to use a different equation to see how fast a human, you or I, or anyone else can actually move. For that equation, it's stride length times stride frequency. How much ground can you cover with each step you take, and how frequent can you take those steps? And when we look at the fastest animal on land, the cheetah, there's things that we can learn from it. This animal was built to run for survival. We don't run like them, we don't move like them. But there's things that we can learn from any animal that moves faster than us. Maximum stride length, using every inch of their body to achieve maximum stride length. But it's fast. Maximum stride frequency at the same time. And you see a relaxed face. Never once have you seen a cheetah going trying to get its food. But we see people run like that all the time. Because in our heads, we believe effort is displayed by what we see, not from the energy that we actually put out. That's why a child, the first time they drive, or try to imitate driving, usually moves their hands like this. Because that's what they see on cartoons. That's what they see from the back seat when mommy or daddy is driving the car. They don't see your feet actually pushing the gas pedal to make the car go forward. They see your hands moving. They see what's in front of them. So they see effort as the expression on your face. Meanwhile, this slows us down. This is just one little thing that hurts us in the way that we move. But it's all about perception. It's all about what you can see and what you understand about the body. When we go from head to toe, what it is to run fast. We start with the head. The head is supposed to be relaxed. It's not something that's supposed to be tense at all. As soon as I tense up anything in my face, I tense up my neck. Even to smile, I have to use my neck even a little bit. As soon as I do that, my shoulders start to raise. My neck engages and my shoulder muscles start to come up, and it cuts off the first part of running fast. If you ask my 2-year-old daughter, she'll be able to tell you right now today, what does it mean to run fast? She'll say, swing your arms back, drive your legs up. This is the most basic way I can tell someone that's how you run fast. And if we type anything in our face and our head, we cannot swing our arm back freely. It's impossible because we have contracted muscles in the front of our shoulders and the top of our shoulders that will stop the free flow of the arm going backwards. Most children run with their arms moving forward. Why? Again, perception. This is what I see. When I see someone running, I look at them from the front and I see their arms moving forward. But this is not how we move our arms. Swinging our arms back. Think about being in a pool. If you were to jump in a pool and swing your arms forward, push your arms forward, what would happen? You'd sink to the bottom, you'd drown, you might die. But if I get in the pool and I push the water away, I swim, I move forward. As we move through the air and we try to push our body forward on the ground, it's the same thing. I am moving my arm backwards. I swing backwards and I relax. My arm comes forward naturally on its own. This also allows for me to drive my leg up. Most coaches around the world will have you do a drill, if you're in any sport that involves running, called high knees. I hate the name high knees, and I even am guilty of using it myself sometimes because I've heard it so much. And this is the way the drill was introduced and how someone thought to say it when they said we want to do this drill. We got to get our knees up. No. We have to get the entire upper part of our leg up together. Too often I've seen people doing this high knee drill and only lifting their knee and not keeping their leg in the proper position. So every time I train my athletes, I try to say high thighs. Get your entire thigh up as one unit. Don't push your knee forward or out. Don't overstride. Our arm swing back allows us to open our side obliques and drive our leg up to a maximum stride length. Swing your arms back, drive your legs up. Later on, I will be putting more videos on my YouTube channel, CoachStokes.com, and maybe even a couple of other websites that wish to share this material, so you can get a better understanding of the drills and techniques you can practice in order to retrain your body, and especially help your children train their bodies as well, so as they grow up, they're already running the way they're supposed to, so they can maximize their activity level. I encourage all of you to take running serious, especially when it comes to our youth. I know we're not solving world hunger or anything like that, but at the same time, health is important, and we want our children to be active. And it's very easy for a child to be inactive when they don't know how to move the right way, because it hurts, because they feel awkward, because people make fun of them when they look silly when they move. So it's our responsibility, just like a child would probably be laughed and teased about if they're grabbing a book and they read it backwards. They have a little dyslexia, or they don't know how to read simple words, and the rest of the class does. A child's not going to be very encouraged or enthusiastic about reading. It's the same thing when it comes to running and being active. So it's our responsibility as parents, as teachers, as educators, as coaches, to teach our children how to move properly first. Then we can teach them sports. Then we can introduce other things afterwards. But we have to teach them the ABCs first before we just let them do the sport.